views expressed on this show do not reflect arch rival, Adidas, or any other companies associated with it. With that being said, enjoy.
It's the Fresh Club.
Straight talk, 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 straight talk. Adidas on the feet with Ray and Jonathan McQueen. Tune in every other week to get that straight talk from the streets, huh? Straight talk, 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 straight talk. Adidas on the feet with Ray and Jonathan McQueen. Tune in every other week to get that straight talk from the streets, huh?
What they talking about, Joel? Appreciate the intro. That was our boy Joel, aka GQ from Fresh Club, with the brand new Stripe Talk intro. Appreciate that. And everybody, welcome. This is season 2 of Stripe Talk. My name, of course, is Ray Jefferson, DSG specialist up here in New Jersey, and I am always joined by my co-host, my brother, Jonathan McQueen. John, what's going on, bro?
What's going on, Ray, man? It's your boy, Jonathan. I'm a DSG specialist out of Columbia, South Carolina. And I'm here, man, just trying to do it. I'm one of the co-hosts of Stripe Talk. Obviously, super excited to be back for season 2.
Yeah, man, for sure. And you know, it's even more exciting, South Carolina winning the Women's National Championship. So shout out to y'all. But today is about my Tar Heels. My Tar Heels. I got to play this Petey Pablo for you, man. I got to play it. I gotta raise up real quick. My Tar Heels won the national championship last night. Let's get it! So I might just play this Petey Pablo instrumental on the back. Shout out to Timbo the King, but we'll see, man.
Petey Pablo is from South Carolina, so it's all good, man. Whatever works for you.
Well, thanks again. We have a lot of special things we want to get into, but to start things off, we have a brand new part of the show where we bring in consumer insight. It's called Only Stripes. This week, we're going to start it right at the beginning of the show, and it is with our girl, MC. So let's get her on the line. MC, what's going on, buddy?
Hi, guys. Season 2, congratulations.
Thank you. Well, congratulations to you as well, MC. What have you been up to lately?
So me and my friends have been really into researching app behavior. We want to see why, with all the technology that's out there, with all the tech that's out there, why do people still fall off from being consistent with their workouts? I'm one of those guilty ones where some days I'm just like, Dave Chappelle is on, I really don't have time. The new episode just dropped. I kind of just want to chill and watch that. I mean, everybody has those days, right? But why is it so hard still to get in the groove and be consistent with it? So me and my friends have been doing a lot of workouts and a lot of at-home workouts just because it's the most convenient, and that is the shoe I wear when I do at-home workouts.
All right, so since we're doing consumer insights with you, MC, talk to us about what you first noticed when you saw that Ultra Boost X.
As far as the Ultra Boost X, I did notice the moment we found out about the floating arches, I was kind of like, oh, okay, how is this going to feel? Because, again, never seen anything like that before.
You're absolutely right. Consumers do notice that floating arch almost immediately, and for some of them, it turns them off.
But if someone was going to stop a purchase based on something they've never seen before, then that's kind of isn't that how everything innovating works? Is you have to do something new. You have to do something revolutionary for it to just keep evolving.
All right, MC, if you were selling Ultra Boost X to another female consumer, how would you sell the shoe? To
me, the selling point of the shoe is just a complete feel. I feel like my heel and my ankle and just the arch are completely supported. Before, when I ran the Brooklyn Half, I had a different shoe, and I always felt like my feet were kind of sliding towards the toes, and by the end of that run, I was just smushed. It was just, but then again, that's just how it goes, right? You're pounding the pavement, you're running for a whole while, and it's just kind of one of those things that happen. But with the shoe, the Ultra Boost X, it just feels like it's going to take care of your feet from any distance. And I've seen friends that's worn those on marathons, and I've seen friends that has done it on workouts. And I wear it all around the city casually through workouts, and I always notice my heel's intact, my arches are taken care of,
When you're out there trying to pick a particular shoe, your perfect shoe, what are some of the things that you look for in that shoe?
I look for solid colorways. I like colors that are either all black or all white. Something about just having just that one color, it already like, okay, I could put that with any outfit I want, you know? But if there's if you find one that's just really good as a silhouette, as a simple classic piece, then obviously if there's any splash of color that you see on the shelves that's like a variation of it, it's already like a good buy. But my go-to is always the one color, either all black or all white.
How do you decide what shoes you're going to wear? Is it colors? Is it outfit? Is it something else? What do you usually base your decisions off of?
As far as decisions, I always vary it with the weather. I don't know how many people out there live, like from the listeners, live in New York, but the weather is changing on a daily basis. You can't even trust the forecast because it'll say windy and rainy tomorrow, and then come tomorrow morning, it's sunny, no clouds whatsoever. It's the craziest thing. So for me, I always depend what I'm going to wear with the weather.
No, that's so true. The weather can put a damper in anybody's swag for sure. That's why shout out to Will out in Chicago. He's always flying. I know, the weather's not the best out there in Chi-Town for sure. So, yeah, I totally get where you're coming from. What about this? So for Consumer Insights, we really want to help our counterparts over at Adidas. And I'm trying to figure out, for female shoppers, is it more important to make sure that the aesthetics are right? And what I mean by that is, like, I look at a ton of female consumers, even my girlfriend in particular, like, they love visiting Sephora or going to the makeup store, even if they're not even going to buy the makeup. And even the makeup that she does buy, she still keeps the packaging, she still keeps it in the boxes. So do you think the presentation of the product that needs to be elevated to capture that female consumer?
Yeah, it's like, like Steve Jobs, to him, the whole experience of Apple is even from the moment you interface with it online with either the ads or like when you get the product in your hand, the whole packaging experience is adding value, to the product. Like, you get excited when you get it, you open it, and it's everything from how you pull the tab is so seamless and it's so clean.
True. Maybe we could even do something with the boxes or something like that. Maybe the display. But yeah, even as far as purchasing, like, what do you look for?
But as far as purchasing, I like for something to be exclusive because, it's you want to collect things that's hard to get. Because what's the point of collecting it if you can just, the next day, you could just get it off the shelf again? I'm a big collector. I love having things around me that is very selective. I'm sure you guys are the same. You don't just go out there and buy anything generic or anything that just feels like, oh, it's going to be available next day or anyone can get it. You get things that are special, right? You want things that really speaks to you.
Exactly.
And for something that's very lifestyle, that's something that's very into adding to your life, something very active, and like you said, the price point is up there, you would prefer it to speak to you more, or you would prefer it to be more of your style, or more of the things that you would want that's around that price range. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's not worth the 180. Maybe to some, but not to most.
Gotcha. I feel you. I love walking into the room and I'm the only one that's wearing Adidas and everybody's wearing another brand and it all looks the same. Like, I always love that. I talked about that with Ray all last season. Like, I think it's so cool when I'm walking in the room and I'm wearing some Adidas and everybody just has on whatever. It's just a good feeling.
All right, and see, one of the contests that we got going on this week for the big NMD launch is #IamNMD. And it's basically, trying to get everybody hyped for that NMD launch on Thursday. So before we get you off this interview with your Consumer Insights, we definitely want to hear why you are a nomad. What makes you a nomad?
What makes me a nomad? I think that's just being human. You can't just stay at one spot for too long. It'll just drive you crazy. But I, like a lot of people, love to travel, love to see new things. I've been working on a project in the Philippines for a minute now, and working on their 5th workout program. all of this year I'm planning a trip to Tokyo. One of my dear friends are there, and I'm hoping to work with a couple of brands when I head over there. And as far as this year, I'm working more in the producer role. I'm working on something this month, actually, to kind of showcase what I'm capable of. So I tend to be influenced a lot with music. I tend to be influenced a lot with just how subtle things can be. So I'm going to exercise that with the project I'm working on this month. Can't wait to show you guys.
Very cool. We're always excited to see what MC has up on deck next. I know that she's trying to kill it in her industry, and that's great. We always like creators, and Adidas is definitely the creator brand. So go ahead and tell us about the creative photo shoot that you did for us with the Ultra Boost X. Give us a little bit of creative background story on it and everything.
You are putting me on the spot. Okay, so Ray goes, "Hey MC, we're doing season 2. It would be really dope if you could send us a Ultra Boost X photo." And I'm like, what? Okay. So like I've been hitting up some of my friends, and that was the week when it was like snowing and raining, and and what I was talking about a little bit earlier, where the weather is just acting a little bit crazy. So it was really difficult to just have people come over or just execute on a photo shoot. Luckily for me, I have great friends. They get my style. It was literally like one of those 10-minute shoots, but I wanted to have something where very subtle fitness tones, obviously it has to be on feet and has a little bit of a style. And again, you could see totally menswear for me. And I used Sed's athletic line. I don't know if you guys noticed, but that was Sed's design, completely all his. And I did a little thing with the top you could totally see, just so you can kind of showcase some of the fitness tones that I mentioned earlier. But that was all for you guys. I had you guys in mind, and I hope you liked it.
All right, and MC, before we let you go, you got to drop that social media handle so that everybody can follow you.
Yes. Always on every social media is going to be MC Barao. That's Barao.
All right, so again, thank you to MC for being so gracious, always helping us out. For Ultra Boost X, we had to definitely get her insights into the female consumer. But the last question that we asked her was about traveling and about being a nomad. So we do have some fun contests that are coming up. The first one is that NMD contest that we're partnering and that you guys saw in the video that we dropped yesterday. So that contest, there'll be some cool giveaways, and stay tuned to our IG where we'll post the rules up there for you guys. But that contest will begin shortly because we want to hype up that NMD release that's coming out on Thursday. And then the biggest contest that we're doing all season long is Boost Battles. So, my man, how do you feel about Boost Battles so far? We already had one battle.
I think Boost Battles is dope, man. It gives people an opportunity to create, just to create something different. Take our favorite silhouettes, stuff that we love in shoes, whether it's, NMD, Ultra Boost X, Ultra Boost Cleat, like whatever it ends up being eventually, just taking our favorite shoes and just putting their own twist on it. So it was great shifting through all the contestants that entered a submission for our first contest that we had with Boost Battles. So it was awesome to see that on the cover of episode 1 of season 2. So big shout out to him all the way out in Australia. So big shout out to him. It was great seeing him, man.
Our contest actually reached people all the way in Australia, all the way in the down under. That's insane. So this week, obviously, for episode 2 of season 2, we're going to have that crazy explosive silhouette, which, you guys can have fun with. We wanted to give you guys the freedom of choosing either the high top or the low top. And the only reason for that is just so that you guys can have more fun and have more submissions. So definitely get cracking on those. Again, shout out to our guy, Ethan. I hope you enjoyed those that $20 gift card that you won, as well as this cover art that came out for this episode. So make sure y'all keep sending in submissions. So this week, again, is for the Crazy Explosive. So that'll be for episode 2. But huge announcement. Matter of fact, stop the music. Do we have that Ron Burgundy soundbite? Yeah, producer, play that.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
Listen up, guys. We here at Stripe Talk, myself, Jonathan McQueen, now have our own app. Yes, you heard correctly. We have our own app. So all the time you spend on your phone, now you can just download Stripe Talk literally one word, Stripe Talk. And we will be with you every single day on your phone. That is crazy. I can't even believe it. Right now it's just for Android, but we will be on iOS by episode 2. Again, to the great, amazing developers that we've worked with, amazing friends and colleagues that have helped us throughout this whole process. You know, the dope people over at Google, the people over at Apple. We sincerely appreciate that. And it's just the beginning. iOS will be done by episode 2. So we can't wait for that. In episode 2 right now, we plan on dropping that on Tuesday, the 18th. So, you know, between the contests that are going on, between the new app, you know, jump in there, play with it. We have the last 5 episodes of last season, including Javon Quinterly, who shout out to our guy, Javon. He just won Gatorade Player of the Year for New Jersey. So that was huge for him. So again, shout out to our guy. And we got a lot of fun stuff. MC's photo shoot that she did for us is on there, but the app is literally just the beginning of the capabilities that Stripe Talk can do. And for season 2, man, what better way to start off than to start off the season unveiling this brand new app? I love it.
Bro, your own app, that's like not just like right next to your USA Today app. Like, it's crazy. Like USA Today, Stripe Talk app right next to each other. So I love it, man. I think it's something that we're adding to an industry that's, you know, flooded with social media, but giving that extra element for Stripe Talk and for Stripe Talk only. I think it's super dope. So big shout outs to Ray up there in Jersey.
We have 2 songs, bro. We got a theme song for Joel. So again, shout out to Joel, shout out the whole Fresh Club. And then our guy Familiar Max, who's down there with you, he actually did a new song that will actually be the intro song for Consumer Insights, starting with episode 2. So right now we're going to go ahead and drop that. But before we drop that, man, talk a little bit about your boy Max. And I mean, the amazing job he did laying down this new track called Only Stripes.
I think it was just amazing to hear my name in a song. Like, when I heard Ray Johnson in a song, I thought that was just like crazy. But no, man, huge shout outs to Max, man. Familiar Max. He's a local rapper here in Columbia, South Carolina. Obviously, South Carolina has been on the map here recently with both the men's and women's University of South Carolina basketball teams being in the Final Four. And obviously, huge shout outs to the Gamecock women's basketball team for winning the national championship. First ever for men or women's basketball for the University of South Carolina. So big shout out to Don Staley and the whole crew out there. But I feel like, you know, people love what we do with Stripe Talk. And anytime they can get and be a part of the mix, they're willing to jump on. And Max is one of those guys, you know, he's very creative. And he was like, man, whatever I can do to help, whatever I can do to make sure that season 2 is popping, I'm willing to do. So I was like, well, how about a Stripe Talk song? And at first, like, I was kind of almost hesitant to ask him, but he was so for it. It literally took him a week to do it, come up with the concept. We gave him a few, you know, keywords to use, but huge to have something like that for season 2 was exactly what we wanted. So app, our own song. So I think that's just definitely a way to make a splash with episode 1 for season 2, man.
Sure. So without further ado, you guys already heard the intro song from our guy Joel. So this one is, like I said, going to be the song that we're going to play every single episode before we go into Consumer Insights. We'll probably play snippets of it. But for this first episode, let's go ahead and play the whole thing in its entirety. Here's Familiar Max, Only Stripes.
Let's get it. Okay, we just told them join the fan club. Straight Talk on the way up. Gotta show the fans love. Out of color, swinging through Atlanta. International catches when we land, bruh. Shout out Sarah Hills and Andy Barr. Shout out Smart King. We the newest stars. We the plug, so no wonder why we in charge. 3 stripes on the T, ain't no need for cards. You know the name, we just shaking up the industry. Catch me in some boost, I ain't speaking on no energy. Anything else is the enemy. Rockin' only stripes, but I ain't calling penalties. Do some stripes on the T, on the T. Do some stripes on the sneaks, on the sneaks. Want you take a look at me, look at me. Only thing they gon' see, gon' see. Only stripes, yeah. Only stripes, only stripes. Only stripes, yeah. Only stripes, yeah. say it once, I ain't saying it again. We gon' take it to the top, ain't no way I couldn't win. Tell the haters, get up off me, me and Wex know we in. On my level, we just shooting for the rim, like you gotta count them, dog. All the shots we take good, but that ain't reach for alcohol. Even in the restroom, you'll never see me stall. Straight talk, got it locked. Tell them we gon' ball, like do some stripes on the tee, on the tee. Do some stripes on the sneaks, on the sneaks. Once you take a look at me, look at me. Only thing they gon' see, only stripes, yeah. Only stripes, only stripes. Only stripes, yeah. Only stripes, yeah. We doing it this year, baby. Stripe talk. Adidas, man. Jay McQueen, you're looking out, bro. SZN.02 with Ray and Jay on the way. Let's go.
So it being season 2, episode 1, I want to make sure we continue Words of Wisdom from season 1. Felt like that was a huge hit. So this week, my Words of Wisdom is from one and only Adidas great, Jesse Owens. We all have dreams, but in order to make dreams come into reality, it takes an awful lot of determination, dedication, self-discipline, and effort. So I think that definitely sums it up all in one sentence. Super dope. And also, like I said, Adidas great and Jesse Owens.
Well, for me this week, my Words of Wisdom is actually going to come from Michael Jordan. Only because my Tar Heels won the national championship. Play that P.D. Pablo one more time. Hold on before I get into this Words of Wisdom. All right, so my Words of Wisdom is something that we all made fun of when it came out. The ceiling is the roof. Still don't know what it means, but we won the national championship. So with that being said, Strike Talk, we are out. You guys have a lovely rest of your day. Go download the app. Follow us on IG. Check out the website, always for updates. We got some new merchandise coming out. Thank you again to my co-host, Jonathan. Everybody, appreciate y'all, and we are out.